Hi guys, welcome back to Cruiserman's Inventions. This is the it's 3 times 4C generator, 36 pole, washing machine motor, being rewired, split in 3. I'll take you through this in just a second. First of all, let's see what this generator with the stock wire can actually generate. Just through, if you see over here guys, the 2 pins from this meter, here just coming off the just 2 phases, because you can't measure 3. Well, this meter can't measure 3 at once. Okay, so this is on the AC side, up to 200 on the meter here on the AC side. So it measured 105 volts just spinning. If you watched my video, my last one on that little window wiper motor tuning this thing, I don't know how many RPM it was doing, but you know, if you can imagine putting pedals on this thing and just pedaling it on the axle, it was faster than that. So very good. So the next one I measured this was AC. Okay, the next one's going to be DC from the 3 phases. Okay, guys. So the next one was from a bridge rectifier out of an alternator that's this up here. And the 3 phases were put into this, and then 2 were coming out, which, you know, because this changes from AC to DC volts. So I ended up with 2 wires coming out, which were DC, and that yielded at the same speed 150 really. Okay, so the next one was I measured it on a half bridge rectifier. That's 2 of the phases going in AC and 2 coming out. That's that little square thing right there. And 2 coming out DC, and off 2 of the phases was 95.2. So that is pretty cool, right? I'll take you through the wiring diagram in a second. So I worked out that this motor was actually 3 times 4C, okay? And the reason why that is because there's 3 lots. It's split into 3, but there's 4 lots of, I'll take you through that in a minute, I'll show you. Right, this is the actual wiring diagram, guys, of the motor. I gotta get this right for you guys. Right, and as I'm moving up a little bit closer here, you can see the start point, right? So these here are, you know, the wires that miss 2, and then you wire in the other positive, miss 2, wire in the other positive, but it comes to a stop every 12 poles here. This is on the 12th pole, and then the other 2 back, you know, they get tied off, and the next, see, this positive and this positive used to be joined together, and this negative used to be joined together, so that's where you'd make your cut. It's right on the 12th pole there. You'd make your cut. You cut this one, that one, and the 3 back from there. See? This becomes your start, that becomes your end. But you see how, now that this is a start, just saying positive, negative, earth, that the same, this is why it's coloured, guys, to get this used to understand this a bit better, right? So this positive goes back to the positive of start, the negative goes back to the negative of that start, which is, you know, generally where you have the power coming out, because this is a generator, but I'm going to show you this as a motor, stock standard wire, and this wiring diagram, and I'm going to show you at the end of this what this runs like as a motor off a 1000-watt controller, right? At 72 volts, it doesn't move very fast, okay? So that's where those wires go back to, and if you watch around here, so there's another 12 poles from here all the way around to here, and then it does another stop, and then you end it, solder those 3 wires together, then it makes a start again from here, right? And that positive's going back to that positive of the start, negative's going back to the negative of the start. So it's, right, so that's 3 groups of 4 lots of 3. So that's 1 lot of 3, that's 2 lots of 3, that's 3 lots of 3, 4 lots of 3. So that's why it's called 3 times 4C. because there's 3 lots of the 4 lots of the 3 phases. See, if you look at every 12 poles and you count every 3 as 1, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's 4. That's why that's numbers there, 4. I know it's upside down on this. So, yeah. So there's 3 lots of that 4. 3 lots of that 4 there. And I hope that kind of just clarifies that a little bit better. All right, so we're going to see, I guess, what this... Oh, next one. Sorry about that. Next one. So, in other diagrams, the wires here are just, they're really around here. They're already looped in. And but I'm just showing you how they're configured, so that you can see that they miss 2 and loop in again, miss 2. They all do. Okay, so next one. Oh yeah, I showed you the voltages and stuff like that. That's right. Okay, next one. Okay, this is what I wanted to touch on, this subject as well. If you see this motor, this is a 2x7C. And I called my one a 2x7C, but it's not a 2x7C. The reason why it's not a 2x7C is because this is a 42 pole wiring diagram, and mine is a 36 pole, not a 42. So, this wiring diagram becomes, if I can see it on my hand, 2x6C on the 36 pole washing machine. This is the 42 pole washing machine. What you can do the same wiring diagram, cutting the motor in half, but it's just not called 2x7C with the 36 pole. It's called 2x6C. So yeah, glad I got that out of the way. Oh man, I'm glad you guys are really interested in this stuff. I'm just hoping that you are finding this kind of interesting and you are cottoning on to, I don't know, what these things can do, I guess, what you could do with them. So that's my one. Yeah, and that's what I called it, 2x6C. Because there's, see, every 3, like I said, you count as 1 group, 2 groups, 3, and you just keep going around in syllables. Seeing as though it's cut in half, there was 6 groups of 3 there and 6 groups of 3, there. So that's why it's 2x6C. And that there was that first original one that I wired right into the whole star section. And then I found that it was smooth, but it just didn't really go that fast, right? And when I chopped it in half like this, it went over twice its speed. And it was well adequate enough to be in an e-bike. But the reason why I wouldn't wire one of these into an e-bike motor, have you ever hooked up an e-bike hub motor and then without the hall sensor plugged in, the motor doesn't work? And this is the same thing that would happen with one of these washing machine motors wired as an e-bike motor without hall sensors in it, right? It just wouldn't work. So you stay along these lines of this method. So anyways, guys, on this generator, I put these clips on so that I could actually hook it up to my e-bike controller, see, because at the end they have those plugs there. So, okay, so this is my cue now where I take you with me and we go and have a look at this system. Right, guys, which is down here. Oh, excuse me for a second, guys. Right. I just hope there's enough light. Okay, there's enough light. So this is that generator. It's not really wide to be an e-bike motor. So this is the 3x4C, which means it's really just cut in 3, right? Okay, so this is the controller, and as you can see down here, I've got 72 volts worth of batteries. That's 6 of them joined in series, and they're just going back to a switch. And this is my hand throttle. So let's turn it on. It's in middle gear. It's just open. Oh, better get you off there, little tigs. You can't be, one of you's got a shock yesterday. Okay, so it's plugged in. Okay, now we're going to ramp back the throttle. Oh, there, it's 76.5 volts. Okay, so I'm just going to ramp back the throttle. There, full throttle. Look at that. Not even that fast. Look at that. So slow. I don't know if you guys can see that. Listen to it. Oh my god. Not very good. That's aluminium in there, not copper. Oh, that's pitiful. Okay, so immediately when I see that, I just flick it all off because I know things are going to start heating up soon. You know. Oh, that's a shame. Well, okay. Well, I already rewired one of these with heaps more copper in it and the same wiring diagram, and this thing flies. It's one of my fastest motors. It's just that stuck standard with this stupid imitation copper wire, which is aluminium. The thing just doesn't want to move off. But, anyways, guys, here is the one I think is the one. This thing is fast. I did get over 50 Ks on this thing easily. And I might stick this one in the drift track. It's wired the same way. It's just that if you look at the wire, it's just 5 groups of 1mm strands, and it's got shellac on it. Has to be, coated. It can't be just bare wire, otherwise you'll just short out your poles and it won't work properly. So it's got to be coated. Have that nice coating on it. So 5 to 6 strands of that all coiled up, and I think there was about 8 twists around there. That's all it needed. This thing is massive. It's so fast. The inside of this tries to twist backwards. ah, so cool, guys. Hey, big hi to all my new subscribers. Thank you guys for watching, and I just hope you find this interesting and it helps somebody out. So, hey, stay tuned because it's still raining here, but sooner or later I'm going to pull that drift track out and we're going to put this motor on here and the generator on here as a regen unit. So, I think I've rewired both of them perfectly to suit the project. So, awesome stuff, guys. See you in the next vid coming up. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section. As soon as the weather gets clearer, I'll get out there and answer them. So, cool, guys. Cruiser Man out.